Hey there! Welcome back to my channel, LeeBeeBuilds. My name is Aaliyah, and today I've got another speed build for you. If you're new here, I am a builder in The Sims 4, and today I am tackling a shell challenge. So I'd really appreciate it if you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. But enough with that. Like I said, this is a shell challenge. So this shell challenge has been made by the lovely, amazing, wonderful creator Beth, or Bethlessimmer, I should say actually. I should say her full handle there. So yeah, Beth is an amazing content creator and simmer and just overall person. And I met her over on Twitter, and so that's just where I found out about this shell challenge and where I've interacted with her and her content before. If you don't know who Beth is, she is another YouTuber that does Sims 4 content, and she tends to do a lot of more fantasy style builds, and she always says that her dream pack would be a fairy pack. So if that tells you about who she is, I think it does. She just really loves those more fantasy and fun kind of builds, and that's very much the opposite of the kind of builder I am, because I am a very traditional or just modern, what I see in real life kind of builder, and that's just who I am. And it's great to interact with people who have different styles than I do, because then it kind of makes me want to be a better builder, which is why I decided to do this shell challenge, because I took one look at it and I was like, this is definitely going to be a castle. So that's why I decided to take part in this shell challenge, is just to kind of get me out of my comfort zone a little bit. So what you're seeing now is I've just done the wallpaper and some of the windows, not all of them, for the outside, as well as I made a moat and a little bridge across the moat for the entrance, and you'll just see that go along. I will tell you, it took me almost 2 hours to do the outside, and I didn't even have to build the walls, so a lot of it was cut out just for the purpose of no one cares that much about windows, and I didn't even make the shell. All I did was do the layout and wallpaper and windows, but it took me freaking forever. So that's just a little note there, that if you plan on doing this shell, it takes a lot of time if you're indecisive and not used to the style. But anyways, if you don't know what a shell challenge is, it is a challenge in The Sims 4 in which content creators, simmers, whoever, they upload an empty shell, no wallpaper, no windows, just a literal shell with just walls, and they tell you, don't touch my walls. And then you go in and you make it a livable, workable, usable space for your Sims to enjoy. So most shell challenges have similar, if not the same, rules, but they all differ slightly sometimes, and you'll see that some shell challenges allow you to add exterior walls, but some don't let you add. But exterior buildings, not attached to the one that already exists. Or I've seen ones that let you turn the existing exterior walls into half walls or something, but this one doesn't. But those are the kind of differences. They're not that big of differences in the end, but I'll just read you to the rules that Beth has designed for her own shell challenge, just because it's relevant to this video. So I have my phone here with the information needed. So she says you can use any packs because she has all of them, and just don't use any CC, which was fine for me because I don't use build CC anyways. The only CC I have in terms of building is the red shelf mod, but that doesn't make it a CC build, so that's the only CC I have / used. I know other people have those lovely CC content, just amazing packs that you can get for free, and they all look really amazing. I've seen reviews of them, I've seen pictures of them, and they all look so good. I don't want them in my game, to be honest. I'm a very vanilla player. I even deleted all of my Create a Sim CC, so I deleted it because I don't really play with the game that much, and I just like to be able to upload stuff on the gallery that people can download without me having to link so much stuff. So that's why I don't use CC. That's my story. A little bit about the build before I continue on. You just saw me do the dining room. I made it a really big, long table so that they can have little feasts with like maybe some neighboring lords and ladies. And I made it in that room with the big bay windows. That's the first room that I decorated because I had an immediate vision for it. I was like, this room with these windows, this is the dining room. So that's what happened there. And then this room here you're seeing is just a small little library. It's not very big. I probably could have done the layout differently to make it a bigger library, but I think this is sufficient enough for it. And then you'll see later on that there's a little cauldron in the corner too, because this build does have in mind that there is a mage living here, and it is in a world in which mages are like a normal thing. They're not like, oh my god, witches are real, what? And like, no, they're known to be real in this world. That's my story for this build anyways. And so yeah, you're seeing that now, and then you'll see me do a little patio balcony area off the side of this, and then a little communal bathroom for guests that come over. You never really see bathrooms in like movies that show castles because they use like chamber pots, but in The Sims, like, we don't have a medieval pack or anything, so I went with bathrooms just to be nice. I wasn't gonna leave them bathroomless. So there are bathrooms. There's actually a few of them. Anyways, back to the rules. So yeah, you can use any packs. So you can add balconies, foundations, and change wall heights. And you can use any lot size. So I don't know what lot size this is, but it's the minimum one you could use for this size shell, because it definitely fits snugly on the lot. This is in, what's the name of the world with Realm of Magic? I honestly have no idea. Is it? No, I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to be wrong. I honestly have no idea, and you can tell that is because I don't do gameplay very much. I'm a builder. So no gameplay. I rarely do fantastical builds, and that's why I don't know the name of this world. But it definitely came in handy in this build. Can be any theme or any type of lot. So I know it can be any theme, but the first thing I thought when I saw this shell was, it's a castle. So I made a castle. And I'm sure you could have gone in and done something different. I just like wasn't that smart enough to figure it out, I guess. I just went with a castle because I saw the towers and I was like, I don't know what to do with those other than make it into a castle. So I put some pointy roofs on it and I was like, it's a castle. You can tell I don't like do these kind of builds because I'm like, tower must be castle. Oh, I think I'm so funny, but I'm not. Okay, so yeah, it can be any theme, and I'm actually gonna look into her like hashtag to see what other people have submitted, because I'm curious to see if someone didn't do a castle, and I want to see how they did it and just be amazed at their creativity that I lacked during this. Also, speaking of my creativity and it being lacking, I watched recently Beth's version of this shell, and hers is amazing. She did a mermaid castle, so yes, it's a castle, but it's a mermaid castle, and it looks so freaking good. So I will have that linked down below as well with all of her other socials and stuff, because I want you to watch that video. It's amazing. She didn't do the third floor though. I will critique that. I did the whole build. She did not finish the third floor, but with reason. It's a huge build. Like, I wasn't even mad. I was like, yeah, that's fair. It's huge. Anyways, you must not change exterior walls or add any additional exterior walls. Interior walls are fine. So what she's saying is just don't change her walls that she gave you, but you can add the interior walls to make a layout. So obviously all the interior walls in here are a part of the layout I created. I think there was one random wall in it that when I downloaded and I was like, okay, but I worked with it because I just made it in like octagonal room, and so it worked out totally fine. It wasn't like in my way at all. But yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, just not change the walls, and then you can add yours on the inside. And then you have to upload to the gallery and social media with her hashtag Bethlesimmers shell challenge, and her deadline is October 17th, and then she's gonna like tour them and stuff. And if you were planning on doing the shell challenge and you forgot about it, do it now, because it is big. It'll take up a lot of your time, and unless you're just like a really quick builder, I am not. This took me, I honestly can't remember, probably like 15 hours with this big of a build. Actually, it was probably more like 8 hours because I didn't go that intense with the landscaping on this one, because the lot I chose for it was very snug to the shell. If I had made it bigger, it would have taken me so much longer. But yeah, that's, if you were planning on doing this shell challenge and you hadn't already, it's big, it'll take you some time. And if it doesn't take you a lot of time, then good for you. Then I'd be pretty impressed, to be honest. So, what have we missed? We missed a piano room. That's what happened. And I didn't know what to put. And I was like, what skill item can be in this castle that's a little realistic, but not too realistic? Because we don't have a medieval pack, so I was like, what skill item? And I was like, pianos! Those have been around for a while. So I went with a piano. And then there was a ballroom I made, just so that you can have your little dance parties. I don't know if Sims can like dance to like not like their crazy dance moves, but like something more romantic. I don't know if they can do that. Also, if you can hear the thunder outside, I apologize. It is currently on and off thunderstorms all day, but I was really in the mood to do this voiceover, so I'm doing it regardless of the thunderstorm happening. It like keeps coming in and out of being like not raining and like not thundering, and then all of a sudden it's thundering again. I thought it was over. That's why I started this voiceover, but it clearly was not. And I also have to go get my laundry from downstairs. But I have to walk outside to do that, and it is raining, so that's not happening until it stops raining. I already had to walk outside in the rain to put my laundry in the washer, and dryer. Ugh. Hopefully it stops raining so I can get my laundry. Probably will though, I'm sure it will. I'm sure. But yeah, anyways, the idea, this build, what we're here for. So yeah, there was a ballroom, and I just like designed it so that it's a big open space with the dance floor so your Sims can dance, and there's a little bit of seating in there too, and some mirrors, just because I felt like that fit the vibe. And then there's like a little corner with a statue from Journey to Batuu. I apologize. I know it's a pack that not everyone has, but it has a lot of really cool items in it, so I used it. Sorry, not sorry. And so yeah, there's a statue there, and I have put like a little violin for like the entertainer of the ballroom, and a microphone, even though that's not like in the right century. I still put it in because I was like, I need some sort of skill so that you can do singing, comedy, or even if you wanted, but just some sort of entertainment for the ballroom. And your Sims just like don't really do it automatically without the microphone. So with the microphone, it influences them to do that. And then we just saw me do the kitchen, and the kitchen is designed for the royal peoples to go in. It is for the servants. The servants are the ones that go in there, they make the food, and they bring it out and serve it to the royalty. So it is dark, it's like a little more, it's dark and it's like dingy. It's like not meant for like pretty royal people to be in there. Like sure, they can go in if they want, but it was designed for the servants to be in there, so it's not like the nicest place in the castle. And I thought that was a little realistic as well. Realism. I put little tiny bedrooms throughout for like the servants to sleep in, because like there's often like places for servants to sleep even if it's not like the most glamorous. But I put one off of the kitchen for like the cook to sleep in, so that they can get up at like 4 a.m. to start the morning's breakfast or something like that. like they're nice and close, they're on the lot, so they're able to work at all hours that the royals want them to work. And then I put another one of those tiny bedrooms off the side where there was like that workbench. And there was another thing there, but I can't remember. I think it was like a flower arranging station I think I put in there. But there's a bedroom off of there too, just for miscellaneous servants. And then here on the second floor, there's another one that's attached to the really large bedroom, and that's designed to be like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the ones that in the morning they wake you up, they open the curtains like you see in the TV shows and movies, and then they give you your clothing for the day, or they help you decide for your clothing, and then they help you get dressed. They change out your chamber pots. And so that's what that bedroom is for like the really close servant assistant person. And then currently what you're seeing is a like meeting room, I suppose. I had a little bit of inspiration from Game of Thrones for this, just the idea, not what it looks like though. So don't yell at me, it's not supposed to look like like the Game of Thrones one. I didn't even look up what it looked like, it was just a memory. But what I was trying to do is like have a big table with like some seating with like one chair at the end at like a big desk. And so that's where they come in and they do their like war meetings or economic meetings or whatever they're dealing with at that time. That's where they will come and meet, maybe with some like nearby lords that'll come in and they'll hang out. And I even put a bar in here so that they can get some drinks going, have a little bit of a planning party. But you never know what they do in those meetings, not parties. And then I just kind of separated the room from like where the bar area is with like curtains and columns. And I thought that was really interesting, to be honest. I used those curtains from Island Living as well as the banners from Journey to Batuu, which are really cool items. If you didn't know about every item from the Star Wars pack, they have like these really cool banners that are like, there's a bunch of different swatches, but the one I used is the one that's all throughout this build, and it's like a white one with like a gold star sign sort of thing. And I thought it was just really cool that it could be like their symbol, like a coat of arms or whatever, but like just a symbol. It's not a coat of arms, but I don't know, something like that, just to like kind of give the vibe for the royal, like that's their symbol for, yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so that's all throughout the build, and so I just used those as well to split apart the room. And I think that's my favorite room in the whole build, to be honest. I think it really came out how I was intending. And then the room we're looking at now is the first bedroom that I'm showing you, and this one's supposed to be the mage's bedroom. And so like I said before, this world is designed for mages to be like existing, and like we know they exist. They're not like rare, they're rare, but like they're a part of society and a part of politics. And so like if you've seen The Witcher, which I recently finished watching the first season with my boyfriend, and side note, it was really good. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But in that like world, each like person, like lord or whoever, I don't know, I'm not that knowledgeable. Each person has like a personal mage that like advises them on like politics, as well as like just general like what they do politically, and then they can do like all this magic stuff, and it's really cool. But that's kind of what I envisioned for this story, is kind of like this is the mage for this specific king. Like this is who advises him and like kind of runs the show with him, just like unofficially, but like everyone knows the mages run the world, okay? So I had, instead of a bathroom off of this bedroom, I just did like a little magic room, like where they can go and make potions, and there's already potions in the cabinet, as well as some of those like orb things. And there's like a little desk with their wand in it. I think I put the bone wand in there just because it looked cool. And there's like a broomstick, and that's what that room is. It's just supposed to be for their like mage duties. And then their bedroom is like nice and big. I didn't want to make it too dark, to be honest, so I used a lot of white furniture in this room because I don't know, like just because they're a mage doesn't mean they have to have like ugly dark furniture, you know? So I went with nice white and pretty furniture, and they have a nice fireplace, and it's overall a really nice bedroom. This is another place in this build that I really enjoyed making, and I think it turned out really well. And I just decorated the hell out of that fireplace with candles. Like, there's so many candles on it, and I think it just looks so good. So good. And then I even put like, since I was already using Journey to Batuu, I put like that little resistance item on the shelf of the fireplace. And I think that's a really cool item, even though it's like a resistance symbol. I think it just looks really cool as like any sort of like trophy item. I don't know, but I think it looks really cool. That pack actually comes with some really cool clutter items, like that one for example, as well as there's some vases that look really cool. And some of the vases, if you size them down, I think they look kind of like some modern looking or weird looking salt and pepper shakers or something, so you could even clutter your kitchen with those. I don't know. Just a note about the pack. I do enjoy the pack, if you haven't noticed. I did a little bit of a let's play with it, and I had a lot of fun with it. It's not that long if you were interested in watching. I only had 5 episodes of it, so if you want a nice short let's play that kind of goes through the gameplay of it, feel free to watch that. Obviously you don't have to, but just a little random note from what you can watch on my channel. But yeah, here we are in the first like big bedroom. There's 2 large bedrooms in this build. This one's definitely the bigger of the 2, but I did make this slightly more girly than I probably should have. So maybe it's a matriarchal society, and this is like the queen's bedroom. Who needs a king when you got a queen? And but I made this room very like gold. I know it's like yellow, but I'm pretending it's gold. And so like I think it looked very royal. Speaking of royal colors, I used a lot of blues and purples as well, because those are typically royal colors, because they were the hardest dyes to obtain to be able to like dye your like curtains or your bedspreads. Like they were hardest to obtain, so that's why only like it was such a royal color, because they were the ones who could afford the ability to have them. So yeah, this room is gold, but like there's other like blues and purples throughout the build as well. And I put like a little desk off to the side, but I made it like a makeup table. That's why I say it's a little more girly, is because I did design it as a makeup table, so I put like a little makeup palette on there, just pretend it looks a little more old. And then there's some candles and stuff on it and perfumes, because people were gross back then. With showering was just not a good, like bathing was harder, so perfume for the rich people, right? And then off of this bedroom, there are 2 different outdoor kind of areas. This one here is actually not outdoors, it just has like the windows that are open to the world, so it's kind of outside. And it's just like a little garden area for, maybe that's the hobby of whoever lives in that room, is that they're a gardener. They really like having plant life, and I don't know, maybe they don't actually like tend to them, maybe it's the servants that tend to them, but they pretend that they tended to them because they take all of the accomplishments and take it for themselves. And then there's another little balcony off of here, just using what was already existing in the shell. Instead of putting a roof on there, I just left it as a balcony. And I just put some lounge chairs and some plants and an easel even, so there's another activity here in this build. I will say that this build, for as big as it is, it's more aesthetic than it is like functional. Like there are items, like there's a chess table, there's a mic, which is unrealistic, there's a violin, a piano. Actually there's way more than I thought there was, but there's an easel as well, like you just saw. So there's There's also reading. The only thing it doesn't have is computers because I was trying to be a little realistic. I debated putting a computer in just to make it like usable in gameplay, but if you were really gonna download this to play, I would imagine you'd want to play a playthrough of like you pretending you were like a royal family or something. I don't think this is one you would download to play like a normal, like, I'm gonna be an astronaut. Like, no, you would get a normal house for that kind of story. This one's more for like a more different fantastical kind of storyline. But the house should be functional. I see no reason why it shouldn't be. I did not play test it and I probably won't, but it should all be functional. I can't think of a part where things are like a little too close together. I obviously did alt place like everything though, so if you download this, bb.moveobjects is necessary, and that goes for all of my builds. You literally alt place everything. That's not true. I like don't alt place everything because I like to have things often centered, and so I use the grid for those, but like plants and like items on the shelves and stuff, those are all alt placed, so very necessary. So you just saw me do that other servant's bedroom there, and there's a small little ugly looking bathroom off of it, so that's supposed to be their bathroom because they are like seen as a little bit more important servant in the household, so they get their own bathroom. Even like they're high up in this world, even though they're a servant, they got some special treatment there. They have their own bathroom, and so that's definitely, if you were going to be a servant, you'd want to be that one. Like, yeah, you have to change out the chamber pots, but at least you get your own bathroom and you get a bigger bedroom, and they had a little bit more personal items too. The other ones had barely any personal items, so just a note, that's a better bedroom in terms of the servant bedrooms. And then this bathroom here is nice and big. There's some seating in it even, and a big bathtub. There are no showers in this build because that's not realistic. But I did put a bathtub, and I kind of centered it in the bay window area. I really like that bathroom actually. I think it looks really cute. I think it looks really cool and definitely fits the vibe I was looking for. And then here we are on the 3rd floor. I did another bedroom that was larger, so if you didn't like that yellow gold bedroom, there is this one up here. It is much smaller, but it is still like designed to be another royal bedroom, so one or the other could be like the prince or princess's room or something, as like in addition to the other bedroom being like the king and queen's bedroom. So I suppose there's only really like 2 bedrooms in this. Oh well, there's the mage's room, but there's really only 2 bedrooms that are meant for the royalty, so maybe they don't have a big family. They have a small family here, okay? Just saying. Or not that it's a big build, but like in terms of castles, it definitely could have been bigger. I didn't want more though. I was at this point of the build on this 3rd floor, I was definitely getting kind of tired, but I stuck it through, finished it, and we got here a bedroom, and there's another servant's room up here. Just because of how the layout worked with where I put the stairs, I wasn't able to do another huge bedroom because I wanted to make sure that each of the big bedrooms had like a bathroom off of it, which I guess is only 2 bedrooms, but they each have their own big bathroom, and I thought that was a little important for like making them feel more important and royal. And then this bedroom has like, again, like the royal colors, a big blue bedspread and a very like fancy headboard, I would say. And I definitely envisioned that room to be a little more masculine, but I don't think it matters that much, except I did put this giant picture on the wall above the dresser, and I kind of figured that was a self-portrait, so maybe the prince that lives in this room is like very full of himself. He's like, look at me, look at my picture on the wall, that's me, I'm so fancy. That's kind of what I had envisioned for this room, I guess. So I guess the downstairs bedroom is probably where the like king or queen would sleep in, and I probably guess I designed this to be a more matriarchal society if you think the bedroom downstairs is a little more feminine, but I don't think it's that feminine. I did put a sword on top of the dresser down there, so although maybe she's like involved with battle. My words got lost there for a second. I don't know. It's your story. You make it up. Not my story. I'm not doing gameplay with this. And then off of this bedroom, the blue bedroom, there is a little balcony area and just with some seating and a outdoor fireplace. And I just thought it looked kind of cozy and fun up there. And then there's like another, in one of the towers, there's art easel. Oh my god. And then there are 2 towers in this build. This is one of them that are meant to be for like lookouts for the castle, and so that's kind of what that is. So my vision there is that I put like binoculars from the Star Wars pack in there, and my vision was that the sim guards or whoever would be sitting in there, and they would like be ready to, like, they would see the danger from afar. They'd be like, oh, that army's coming, and they can see out the windows, and they put binoculars in there so that they could do that. The one that you just saw me do was actually, like, I put a guitar in there just for like something they could do, but the other one doesn't have any items in it, I don't believe. But yeah, that's what I did with 2 of the towers, just because I thought it was kind of like a cool realism aspect to it, because you're definitely gonna have some sort of tower aspect with lookouts, but because I couldn't add any exterior walls, I didn't do any like big tower walls or anything. I just put a fence around it, so I couldn't put like a spot for any lookouts there. So I put them in the castle, just in the towers. And then right now you can see I'm doing the landscaping, and I honestly thought I hadn't recorded the landscaping for this, but then when I was editing, I was like, oh, there it is. I literally like remember not recording it. I remember actively choosing, I'm not gonna record this video is gonna be too long already, but then I did record it apparently, and so you're seeing it. Like because I recorded it, I was like, I can't justify cutting it, so I didn't cut it. But you can see I just put some plants around, and off of that like garden room, I put more hanging plants off of it just because I thought it would look really cool. That the idea that maybe the garden room is like overflowing out of the space over top of like where the servants' entrance is. And then there's like this little area here that isn't fully gardened in, where your Sims can go to do some outdoor activities. I didn't really put any though, just because a lot of them weren't like period, but you could always put like monkey bars in it if you wanted. But whatever vibe you want for this, you can add anything you want to my build if you were to download it. But yeah, so we are coming up to the end of the video now, and so like I said before, all of Beth's information will be linked down below. Definitely check her out. She's an amazing simmer, an amazing person. And if you liked this video and you like my content, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, and I hope to see you in my future videos. Bye-bye!